Let's design a plastic part that we'll be using throughout the mold tool exploration. Okay, so let's select the front plane and let's say we have a rectangle here, which is, let's say, 150 meter width and around 200 millimeter in height. Okay, a simple box. That is, let's go to the feature, select the extrude boss, and maybe extrude it for 20 millimeters. Okay, let's make it 30 millimeters. 50. Yeah, 50 should do. Okay, awesome. A bit on top of the front plane. Now let's make a shell out of this. So let's select the shell option here. Select this part. Let's select the show preview and make the thickness parameter as, let's make it 5 millimeters. Okay, awesome, awesomely done. Then let's say we have some handles around this part of it. So let's create those handles. Center line. And then we have this one here. Okay, let's say this is 40 millimeter in length and 15 millimeter in height, and from this corner to this it is, let's say, 10 millimeters. Okay, we're going to use the fillet option, setting it to 2.5 millimeter. Maybe let's add a 5 millimeters. Yeah, this looks much better for a handle. Okay, so once we have this, we'll go to the features, then go to the extrude cut, select through all both, so it will cut away pieces from both of the sides, and click OK. Okay, this looks much better. Now on the other side, that is on this side, maybe we can have some patterns or additional holes if needed. Okay, so let's start with the center line. Then let's say we have slits, some type of slits along this position. Let's get the smart dimension from here till here. Let's say it's 10. From here till here, let's say this is 15. It's making it okay, let's make it a little more smaller, maybe 20. Okay, sounds good. And for the smart dimension, for this radius, let's make it 5. 5 millimeters should be fine. Okay, now let's go to the linear sketch pattern. For entities to pattern, let's select this. And x-axis, let's say we have it 20 millimeters. And we want 5 copies of it in total. For direction 2, let's clear this. Again, let's select this axis itself. Okay, and let's say 5 more copies of it. And for the distance, let's make it 20. So we have something on both sides. And click OK. Once this is done, let's select this, go to the features, extrude cut. And let's make it through all both. Intersecting contours. Okay, it has intersecting contours on which side? Yeah, and click OK. Now we have something like this. We're making the design a little complicated. Okay, and let's assume we have some jagged details within this portion. Okay, so let's focus on this part. Say we have some type of a small grip portion within this. Let's say some type of cross. It is, let's say, 2 millimeters. And let's make it 150. Now for this one, if I remember correctly, we made this whole thing as 200. So, oh no, we made this 150 itself. So let's do this. Let's make it 25 from here. Let's make this as 100. And the other part should be already something like this, 25. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, now this was 200 already, right? So let's make this part as 5 millimeters. Okay, sounds good. What we're gonna do is linear sketch pattern. Again, entities to pattern. We're gonna select this. Okay, and we're gonna have multiple copies of it. So okay, and let's reduce this to 8 millimeters, or maybe 9. 9 sounds like a good plan, and have 22 copies. So 22 in number, 9 space apart. Okay, click OK, and we should be ready. Let's do an extrude cut. Now, when we are creating this, we might have to keep notice of how much depth we want to create. It can be in one way is a full hole, or maybe it's going to do some impression. For this one, let's do an extrude cut through all. Okay, so this is the design that we will be using. Okay, that being said, let's go into the mold tools. On the mold tool, you will see most of the things at the beginning are from the surface toolbox set. It is because sometimes we might need to create additional surfaces that might help us creating our designs. Depending on what we have and what we need, we might even need to change the design. For example, let's say when I was creating this, a portion of this was cut out from here while nothing was cut out from this side itself, right? So we might want to adjust this problem itself if needed. Not this, I guess it doesn't this cut here. If you go to the sketch, if you want, we can even reduce this number. Let's say 21. Okay, once done, one of them has been reduced and now it is mostly preserved, right? And also let's do make one more changes. This distance between these two was 5. Let's make it 7. So we shifted everything up. Okay, let's make it 8. So we shifted everything to a little right. Okay, now it looks much better. Now the next set of tools in the mold toolbox is the analysis tools, which is the draft analysis, undercut analysis, and parting line analysis. These tools will be used to analyze if we need to make any changes in the design before we go into the molding phase. The next set is to make those changes that will be eminent from the analysis. Considering, let's say, hot metals will have a shrinkage effect. For that, we might want to do some type of scaling, figuring out where the split line is so that we know where to create those partings is one of them. If we need to change or extend one of the faces so that we can create additional pieces, or a negative draft if needed, can be done from move faces. Apart from that, the main core of the mold tool is this next section here. One just need to follow the instructions one by one in this serial, and you will be able to create a simple mold. By simple mold, I mean you won't be creating the additional pouring cup, risers, maybe the pusher spins, downspars, all those things. Only the core mold itself. From next video, we will start learning these few tools.